communicate something with you that I feel has allowed me to connect with my people, kind of people who aren't on my team, right? To be able to serve anyone and everybody. And so I'm going to break down a couple of things for you. And, you know, sometimes people say, they ask me, or I've heard other people ask mentors, you know, how do I close people, right? How do I close people? You know, I just can't get them in. I can't convince them. And that's not what we're here to do, right? We're not here to convince anybody. What we're here to do is to show people why they need to buy into themselves, right? To show people that the best and the greatest investment they're ever going to make is it truly into their own freedom, right? Truly into their own capacity. And I'm not saying potential, because potential pretty much means that you haven't done anything yet, but it would be really cool. And so that's not what we're here to talk about, right? I'm here to show you how you can truly connect with people on a deeper level, and to anybody, to absolutely anybody. And so one thing that I wanted to really convey with you guys is, you know, who here has heard of Robert Kiyosaki, right? Maybe you've heard of this man. You know, maybe just one of the most influential people in the financial industry that really opens up the gates to different ways of thinking, right? I know a lot of people have heard of Robert Kiyosaki, and it's like a lot entry level. Like it really opens the doors to a lot of you. So many of you, I'm sure, were introduced to the cash flow quadrant because of Robert Kiyosaki. Introduced to maybe just thinking about different income sources because of Robert Kiyosaki. But one thing that he said was that sales, right? Sales is the number one skill in business. Sales. So when I read that, I was like, really? Sales? Like, really? That's the number one skill in business? I was like, what is this man talking about? Like, I don't want to be a salesman. I wasn't born to do that. And so what I realized that what that problem was is that I didn't understand. I didn't really understand what sales means. I had it all wrong. I was here thinking that I needed to become the best salesman in the world, that I needed to close everybody, that they were going to get started whether they liked it or not, right? But that's not it. Right? It's not about why you need to be the best salesman. It's about how do you understand why people need this, why people need time freedom, why people need to elevate their belief systems. So what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be why and how you can show people why they can tap into the highest version of themselves, how this can be the vehicle for them to really go to that next level. That's what we're going to talk about today. So guys, as you go into this, you know, I'm very, very well aware that there's different levels of learning, and you are at different levels. Some of you, this might be the first Zoom you're ever on. Some of you might be P150, P600. There are chairmen on this call as well. And so everyone's at different levels, but, you know, just keep an open mind to the information that you're about to receive. And we're going to do some incredible things here. And I really, really, really expect you to have some breakthroughs on this call, because as I really took in some of this information, and as I kind of came up with some of these ideas as well, I really started to see things in communication and language a different way. And so what I'm going to show you is how can you speak to everyone's language, because the way you talk to certain people is always going to be different. And what we tend to do is we just tend to talk to people the way that we want to be spoken to, and that's just really not what we do here, right? What is, you know, being a success? What is being a chairman to you? You have to ask yourself that question. And to me, it's been being able to meet people where they're at and then to pull them up, right? To meet people where they may be today, and then help open their minds so they can see where they can be tomorrow. And so what you're going to have to understand, and Bruce Feinstein said this, he said, the distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. So some of you right now might feel like you're the black sheep. You know, how many of you feel like you might be the black sheep in your family or in your friend group, your environment? You know, some people might feel like, man, people look at me like I'm crazy for believing the way I believe, for seeing the world and seeing where my life is going at this level, right? And so the only reason people are going to think of you as being crazy until you do it. And once you get there, right, once you get to that level of success that can no longer be argued, not you're a genius, right? So what I want you to understand, and the way I want you to shift the way you approach what you do here, is the first secret of this is understand that, like I showed you in that video, the system is broken. We have to come to terms with that. The system is broken. And so what we're here to do is liberate people from that previous thinking model, right? We're here to shift people's mindset. So guys, what I want to tell you today is that, you know, when I used to hear sales and I used to hear, network marketing and building a business, man, I always thought like, man, I don't want to force people to do something they don't want to do. And I don't want to, do anything like that. But I was looking at it backwards, right? I was looking at sales as a transaction. And what one of my mentors, Jason Brown, really allowed me to understand is that the biggest equity you're ever going to have is relationships, right? Relationships. That's the biggest equity you're ever going to have in your life. And so sales isn't a matter, it's not transactional. It's actually developing a relationship and being able to communicate with those people. And so what you have to understand is that really what we're doing is that we're becoming influential. We're building influence. And your success here isn't going to be dependent on tricking anybody, right? But how do you actually gain organic influence with them? And you have to know, how do you communicate your message effectively, right? By maintaining your integrity, you can dramatically expand your influence and success. And so you have to ask yourself this question: am I skilled at influencing others? Am I skilled at doing that? And if you agree or don't agree with that, then this is going to help you. So what I want you guys to understand is all business that we do, even trading, is a people business, right? That's something that Brian Tracy said. All business is people business. How is trading a people business? It's the relationship that you have with you. I see how everything connects. And so as you go through this, and as you start to develop leadership, as you start to develop so many different relationships that help people get to that next level, you have to understand it all comes down to people. Right? It all comes down to people. So, how many of you have heard the number or this phrase that says, it's a numbers game, right? Getting to chairman is a numbers game. And I used to hear that all the time. I'm like, damn, okay, I got to talk to a lot of people. It's a numbers game. And some people might not like this, but I think they're absolutely wrong. Why? I think when people say it's a numbers game, you're essentially saying that you lack the skills and training to control the outcome of each conversation. So I don't think it's a numbers game. Of course, right? More that more people you communicate, you can expose more people. That's not what I'm arguing. But I don't think it's a numbers game. I think it's a skills game. It's a training game. And so what you have to understand, that influence in all of this is not based on numbers, it's based on people. So how do you actually customize your approach to each person, and you're able to actually respond in unique ways to different people? Because there's some people that are motivated by competition, by the luxury, by all of these material possessions, by just having attention. Some people are motivated by community. Some people are motivated by love, compassion, and empathy. Some people, what they want to see is they want to see the numbers, right? They want to see, okay, well, what percent can I be doing? Other people want to have just a step-by-step process to getting to where they want to go. Everyone's a little bit different. And what you have to understand is that people want to do business with someone who has their best interest in mind, not someone who's just playing the numbers game, right? Not someone that's playing the numbers game. Like someone said, the four colors. And so the goal should be here, as you go forward and you're communicating with new people or people that you do not already have a relationship with, the goal should be to strengthen your people skills so that your success rate increases. Not to just increase your overall volume, that's important, but your success, right? The skill that you actually have. So study people, right? This is not a sales training. I'm not here to teach you, the Grant Cardone methods of how to close, no, I'm the opposite of that. This is the opposite of that training, right? This is how to actually communicate effectively with people, different types of people, and that will allow you to grow in anything, And Remember that sales isn't a numbers game, right? Building and getting to the next level of influence and leadership and going chairman, it's a people's game. It's a people's game. And so, let me ask you guys a question here. What do you guys think? Is getting to chairman, is becoming successful, is it an art or a science? What do you guys think? Is it an art or a science? People think it's art. Okay. An art. Okay, cool. Both. Science, a little bit of both. Okay. So Pablo Picasso said this. He said, art is a lie that makes us realize truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth. What does that mean? So if getting to chairman, if becoming just successful is an art and not a science, then that means that not everyone can become successful. Do you guys agree or not agree with that? Because if this is really an art, then, and it's not a science, then that means that some people just can't do it. Do you guys agree that some people can't do it? I don't think so. I think anyone's capable. And so anyone can replicate the scientific principles or influence to get better. So anyone can do that. So no matter how poorly you're naturally, influence people, you can leverage science to get you to influence any situation, right? You just have to develop those skills. You just might not have it yet. So here's something that I want you guys to really remember. It's not that you're underqualified. It's not that you're unqualified. You're just inexperienced. That's the only reason you're not where you are right now. It's not that you're underqualified. It's not that you're unqualified. You're just inexperienced. And so with experience, right? With the experience, you can start to actually develop those principles to really know what you got to do. And then you add your flavor, you add your character, your personality, which makes it look like an art. You guys feel me? So what you're going to understand is that, getting to these higher levels of success, going chairman, developing your trading account, et cetera, it's influence, right? And here's what I want you guys to understand. I hope you guys better be taking notes. Like if you're not taking notes right now, you're playing yourself, right? So take notes, be present, and understand this, right? If becoming successful, going chairman, if that is equivalent to influence, right? That's equivalent to influence. So the science of influence, that is called social psychology, right? So the science of influence is called social psychology. And what social psychology is the study of how people influence each other. Okay? The study of how people influence each other. So now that we just came to the conclusion is that going chairman is just understanding how people work with one another, how we work with people. So going chairman is an art if you know the principles. So what are the principles, right? Success, guys, success is a science. If you have the conditions, you get the result. And so what we're going to do is this, right? What we're going to do is we gotta give it a different flavor. A lot of people have done the same things over and over and over again and they're not seeing results, right? You guys have heard of this a million times. If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So what happens? And let me know kind of where you guys are with this. But you talk to someone and they're like, okay, cool. I'll see what this is all about. And then all of a sudden you do 99% of the talking, right? You've been practicing your presentation. You know exactly what to say. You talk a little bit about your stuff, a little story, or someone edifies you maybe, and then you get the cash flow quadrant, and then you show them the platform, and then you show them what trading really is, and then you show them the compensation plan. Cool. It's a standard model. Awesome. You did most of the talking. If who has done something like that? Maybe you show them a PowerPoint, right? But who has done something like that again and again and again and again and again and again and again? Right? You probably have it memorized. You might be doing it with your while you're sleeping. You're probably just like going over your presentation. So here's the thing. that one presentation is not catered to everybody. It's catered to maybe one type of person, maybe a couple, maybe a few different types of people. So what you need to understand is that you need to let your prospect determine your presentation, right? You need to let this person who wants to know more determine the kind of conversation and the kind of presentation that you're going to do. I need you guys to think about this, right? Most people aren't going to do this if you don't kind of match personalities. People really got to vibe with you, right? People got to connect. And so if you're just going off about why you think this is the greatest thing ever, and you have no idea what they want, then there's going to be that disconnect. They're not going to be able to vibe with you. They're not going to want to get started with you. Maybe they kind of get the picture, but they could even go in and reach out to somebody else who actually connects with them, right? And so, guys, what I want you to understand is that there's kind of like 4 personality types, and I've seen different types of trainings like this, and I'm going to give you one that really resonated with me. And so what you should have is really kind of have 4 different types of presentations, right? 4 different types of launches, 4 different types of way of expanding this, right? So that any type of person or combination of people can go with this, run it, and then take it to the next level and take it to where it resonates with them, right? Because if you truly understand the power of what you have here from the beginning, then there's no resistance or there's no holding you back. You're just gone. You know what to do with the information because it resonates with you because okay, oh, this is for me. All right, let's run it. So one of the biggest mistakes we can make, guys, is making the wrong presentation to the right kind of person. Who here has, and maybe it happened to you in the beginning, and you probably now at this point, you don't go through this anymore, but I got this person who has an amazing personality. They're super well connected. I've seen them just like always super sharp, crushing it. You maybe even look up to them, and then what happened? They didn't end up getting started with you, and you go, man, what happened? And so maybe you just said the wrong thing to the right person. Maybe you didn't connect with them in the way that they really want, like that they wanted to connect, because you were so busy, speaking your language of what you've been trained on or what you've seen, that you didn't stop to think, well, what do they want? Maybe you were so focused on showing them how they can take a little bit of money and turning it into a lot when they were just focused on having time. Or maybe they wanted to be a part of a community with like-minded individuals. Right? So sometimes what happens is that we just deliver the wrong message. And if you only have, for example, one type of way of communicating what you do here, right? If you only have one type of presentation, then the chances are that you might be giving the wrong presentation to up to 75% of the time. You're leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars in people out there, right? So here's what we're going to do, right? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through communication. And I don't know how long I can do this. This might be a long training. I'm not really sure if there are rules to this training, but I'm going to go as long as I need. If y'all stick with me, dope. So guys, the single biggest problem sometimes with communication is the illusion that it's actually taking place. What do I mean by that? So I'll say it one more time. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it actually took place. Sometimes you think you communicated, but remember, to communicate, someone's got to receive that message. And the thing is, a lot of times people aren't picking up what you're putting down. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to run this, and I'm going to show you how to connect with everybody, right? One thing we like to say all the time is connected to everything, attached to nothing. And so we're going to make it simple, right? Everything must be made as simple as possible. So check this out. We're going to break it down. And this is something that I learned from a book, right? These are just some things that I learned from a book. It's called Why They Buy. So you guys can type that down. Why They Buy. And I just condensed some of this information for you guys. And this is basically going to show you how to really adapt to different types of people. And what's cool is that I'm going to walk through 4 types of people. And so this is called bank code, right? Bank code. And it's funny because we as a trader, we trade like the banks. So I love that. Like, this is what it's called, the bank code. So, we talk about smart, right? Smart money concepts and trading and trading like the 1%. Guys, this is building like the 1%, right? This is building like the under 1%. Why? Because you're understanding people. The market, you understand why the banks do what they do. Here, you understand why people do what they do. So here you're building like the 1%. Got it? So not only can you trade like the 1%, plug it in with us on Bounce Back, but you can build like the 1%. And this is how you do it. This is how the best in the game do it. Guys, this book was recommended to me directly by Chairman 750 Jason Brown. I don't think it was an accident, right? And here's the thing. A lot of people were probably on the training where he said to read that book. And some people even bought the book. But I guarantee you 1% of those people read the book. So, guys, the bank code, what does it stand for? B is a blueprint. A is action. N is nurturing. And K is knowledge. That's what bank stands for, the acronym. Blueprint, action, nurturing, knowledge. So, the first concept is B, right? B for blueprint. So, what kind of people are blueprint people? Right. So this is the first type of personality. What kind of people are the blueprint people? So if you venture, my bad, let me close something out real quick. If you never venture outside the box, you will probably not be creative. But if you never get inside the box, you certainly will never be stupid. Right. So the blueprint people, right? These are the people who are, we'll call them blue, right? They're a little colder to interact with, all right? So think about like ice, a little blue, right? A little colder to interact with. They're planned out really carefully, right? So these are what people, the blueprint that think inside the box. Here's what they need. Their key motive is to be safe and protective, right? They want to risk, nope. Danger, nope, right? Their core values are there to protect them. So it's better to be safe than sorry kind of people, right? It's better to be safe than sorry. And so here's their values, right? Stability, structure, systems. And if someone wants to drop these notes in the chat, that'd be amazing. I know not everyone can type super fast when people are writing. So stability, structure, systems, okay? Planning, processes, just like put it in one little thing and then just send it when I stop saying it. Predictability, responsibility, duty, right? Rules, credentials, titles, tradition. So these kinds of things, right? If you'll notice, it's structure, right? This is something that when we're talking about these people, like they want to really have a confidence in what they do, right? So with people that are blue, right, they want to know that there's stability in the company, in the products, that there's structure behind what we do, a solid pricing, compensation plan, the trading plan. They want to see the structure. These are blue type personalities, exactly. Blueprint. These are people that want systems, like you guys heard, save yourself time, energy, money, system. And why? Because they want to follow a plan. Remember, this is inside the box thinking, right? Inside the box thinking. So they want to see something that's predictable, that they can follow a step-by-step process. So you want to show them, hey, how can you get there step by step by step? Like to follow a plan inside the box. These are people that are like, you'll hear their phrasing. These are the people that say, if you fail the plan, you plan to fail. So what you want to do with these type of people, you're talking to a blueprint person if they're accountants, teachers, lawyers, managers, police, military, right? These are people that really, really, really will you know, yes, sir, to anyone who's a chairman, to an educator, right? They understand the levels of leadership, the chain of command. So these are people that will give you a normal traditional greeting. You know, you're not going to get like a shake up, like, yo, what's up? They're going to be like a formal, like, hey, hello, kind of greeting, right? So here's all some clues to know, because here's the thing, guys. This is whether it's warm market, cold market, in person, online, you're going to be able to see what kind of people they are. You can kind of gauge it based on how they post, based on how they're dressed, based on their language. So these are professional, right? Professionally dressed people, conservative, organized, punctual. So if you're going to a meeting, they're going to be there on time, if not 15 minutes early, right? Very formal, the way they articulate their words. Some of these people are people who really go by credentials, like, so that they want to be addressed by, doctor or whatever they might be, senior master sergeant, whatever. So these are people who are generally thrifty, right? They're driving economical cars. They're looking for the highest safety rating, right? They're driving, Priuses. they're driving, something that will be economical. They don't want proof necessarily, but so yeah, the things that you want to, when you're communicating what we do here, right? So these are kind of the things that you want to say when you're talking to them about what we do, right? So here's some of the things that they want to hear, right? They want to hear about accountability, that's something that's consistent, right? They want to hear about, goals, something that's risk averse, right? So a safe to do this, right? They want to see a routine. They want to see you give them a step-by-step process of how to get into the market, a step-by-step process on how to get to where they want to go. They want to see track records, like you said, proof. So these are some things that you want to kind of communicate while you're speaking. Now, these kind of people, here's what they don't like. They don't like chaos. They don't like clutter. You don't want to exaggerate with these types of people. Honestly, like sometimes not even jokes with blues, because they want to get straight to the point. They don't want to see risk. They don't want unclear instructions. So the people like this, though, here's why these people are amazing to have on the team, is because they're some of the most fair and dependable people, because they can follow the plan, right? They can run the play. So they're going to look for ways to these are going to be some of the best traders, because they don't want to take big risk. They're going to actually do the things that they need to do, and they're going to follow the system. So if they know, okay, these are the times that there's trainings, these are the times that we do presentations, these are the times that you can go in and trade live, then they're going to be there because you just gave them the blueprint. That's what this is what they're called. So when communicating with people like that, and you're giving an amazing presentation, make sure that you communicate how this can be within their budget, right? How investing, this learning education platform, how this is within their budget. Giving them a really detailed description of what it is that they're receiving. You giving them a amazing edification, not just to the company, but to the people, maybe some of the leadership, showing them and sharing with them, like, Alex Morton's Instagram and Jason Brown's Instagram and Matt Rose's Instagram. So showing them, like, high level, clean cut people who are really the forefront of this company. There's going to be amazing things to do with them. So if you're going to do a Zoom or a meeting with someone that's blue, what you want to do is you want to be professional, organized, on time. When you're communicating with them, come ready. Give them a step-by-step plan that you can give them. Right? Here are the facts. Here are the resources. Knock it out. So if you show them the system to success and the minimal risk involved, they're gold, right? They're gold, guys. So to summarize a little bit about this with blues, right? The blueprint. You want to show them that this is something that can be predictable. Deliver this in a way that's cool, calm, collected, right? Fact-driven, black and white, and be prepared. Right? Be prepared as you go into this. So, and this is one thing. This is like a low-key thing that's going to make the biggest difference. Always match their dress code, or one level above. So if you're going to be speaking to someone who's maybe an accountant or a lawyer, military, dress so you can be addressed the way that you want to be. It's a small detail that will make a massive difference with especially just like these kind of people, right? So one exercise that I have for you guys is to, kind of memorize the values and become a bit more fluent in their kind of language. And identify 5 things you can do so you can communicate more with these kind of people, right? Communicate more effectively with these kind of people. Because remember, not everyone's like you. That's okay. We want to work with more diverse people. We want to work with people that are outside your culture, that are outside your circle, people that are much older than you, that are younger than you, come from different ethnical backgrounds, come from different social classes, from whatever it is. So guys, you want this. You want to have diversity. So guys, that's the first one. That's the blue, right? Blueprint. That's the B in bank. So A is for action, right? This is outside the box kind of people, right? These are the people that they don't even think outside the box. There is no box, right? No box. These are reds, okay? So you're going to add a color to this. These are red people, right? These are the people that when you communicate with them, they just drink a Red Bull. Like they drink Red Bull, Monster, like a Bang Energy. They mix it all up, and that's their morning tea, right? These are the reds. They're the ones that they move, right? They move. So this is Nestor in the chat. That's Nestor right there. So so they talk fast, and they talk fast, drive fast. These are the kind of people that we're working with. And these people love to be treated like VIP celebrities. They will eat that up. Trust. I work with them. They're on my team. So they love to be treated like VIPs, and you wanna unroll that red carpet in front of them, right? For real. And so with reds, right, with action, they're really motivated, and they move by being the best. The key motive for them is an action. They want to be the best. Failure is not an option for these people. These are the relentless people. A was action. Mm-hmm. And so these are people that are like, I can't quit. I don't quit. They see themselves as champions. And so this is how you actually prospect a champion who sees himself like that, right? This is what you need to understand. People that are like this, people with the reds, here's what they want. Here's what their values. This is how you align with them. You got to talk freedom, flexibility, right? Spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, adrenaline, attention, stimulation, competition. Competition is huge, right? Winning, fun, and lastly, image, right? These are 12 values for actions for reds, right? Freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, competition, winning, fun, and image. Those are the values. So each of these values, they're going to drive like the type of decisions that they make. And that's going to make them, buy into themselves and buy into you. And so remember with these, when we're doing these kind of, with speaking with these kind of people, now remember, these are the things that you're going to do is this information that I'm giving you, you use this, right, to either expose people in this way, like exposing freedom and flexibility, or communicate. And then even when you're presenting, it's like, these are the things you want to highlight. So do they want to hear about financial freedom? Like, these are the people that are like, no, I don't want a boss, right? I want to live life on my terms. I never want to be told where I need to be, when to show up, how much I can spend, what I need to do, right? It's my way or the highway. That's the kind of people, right? Flexibility. These are people that are just, you got to give them options and be like, hey, these are the options that are here, and these are the ones that you can choose from. These are the kind of people who you're going to be like, all right, here's the FRX package. This is really all that you need. There's the elite package that comes with everything. You may not need this now. They're gonna be like, no, give me the elite package. I'm the best. I'm an elite. Give me that package. Well, I didn't even tell you what. Give me the elite package. Those are these kind of people. They just want the best of the best because they are the best. It's just facts. And these are people that are pretty spontaneous, right? Unpredictable can be good and bad sometimes, and we'll work on that later on. But the one thing is that these are people that also take massive action. They take massive action. They don't need to know everything or you even have it planned to get started. They'll just run it. So they want to hear about an opportunity, the exclusivity, all right? They want you to be like, yo, if you risk it all here, this is big, right? This is big. This is a once in a life. They want to be the first ones. They want to be ahead of the wave, right? They want to be the attention. Let them talk. Let them talk. These people are focused on image too. So if it's a social setting, connect them with people, show them people that do this, that also have a very good image, right? People that present themselves at a high level. You guys know there are certain people out there that run this business that really present themselves and they really focus on the aesthetic. And so show them that, hey, yo, there are people like this here that are crushing it. You could be too. So people that are like this, the reds, they're going to be actors, athletes, salespeople, public speakers, entrepreneurs. Commonly, that's what you're going to see. Now, you could even say like, influencers, et cetera, right? People that do generally have a bigger following because they are pretty outgoing. And something that you're going to see is people that are like this, right? Reds, the action type, they're super enthusiastic. So when you meet up with them, it's going to be a shake up, like a hug, like, yo, what's up? Like, it's always going to be, it's not going to be just like, a typical handshake. Like, it's going to be more animated, right? A lot more animated. So these are clues on how to spot one, whether it's online or whether it's in person. They're dressed to impress, right? They're probably going to have that drip. They're probably going to be wearing super clean shoes. Maybe they even got a little designer going on, right? They're probably going to be late. I'm being real. These are the kind of people that love to be late and hate waiting. It is what it is. Love to be late, hate waiting, right? The ones that say LOL, it might just be you, right? Right? It's kind of me, to be honest. So these are loud, right? People like that. Someone said Michael Weaver. So these are people, they love attention. You're going to see energy, but you're going to see great. And here, I'm giving you clues on how to know people like this, right? Great hygiene. Driving, they like the nice things. They'll probably have a nice car. They will do it at a budget too. Like, they will flex, but just to make it like, because this is just who they are. They'll have memberships, exclusivity, VIP treatment. They'll drop like celebrity. Oh yeah, I was with this person the other day. Oh yeah, I was with Mount Rosa and we were doing this. So like, these are the people. These are reds. Yeah. So these are these kind of people, and they're probably unorganized. Why? Because they don't got time for that. They're too big for that. You know what I mean? Like, they got things they got to do. So these are just some clues, right? Some of you are like, yo, well, that's me. some of the people are like, oh, I'm a blue. And then we have a couple more. So here's what they like. People like this, they like beauty, celebrity endorsements. So that's where you really show people kind of like, yo, man, like, look at this person that's on the team. Like, you got to check it out. This can be you. Entertainment, the fame, they like the attention, fashion. So the things we already talked about. They do want to see results. They definitely are going to want to see some results, and they want to move fast, right? To them, these are the people that you want to paint the vision for these kind of people. You want to show them, like, look, we could be doing this all over the world, right? You could be making money while you're in any part of the world. This is what's available to you, right? So they want to see these things like that. They don't want to, these are the people that you want to keep it simple. Like, you don't have to give them like, this is how you calculate a pip, and you have to adjust the lot size. They don't want to hear none of that, right? They just want to know that it's possible. They want to have a general idea of what can be done, and then you give them the plan and they're going to run it. Like, yo, cool, plug into this live trading session. Here's the course, lock that in, right? They don't need the details right away. Once they're in it, then they'll dive into it. but they won't open up to it if you overcomplicate it. You got to keep it simple for them to open the door so they can walk in, and then they'll knock it out. They'll do the work. They will do the grind, but you got to keep it simple enough for them to consider doing it, right? So here are some things that that'll trigger their buying behaviors, right? That'll trigger them to want to get started is, leverage, edify people. Bring up the Forbes article that we're number one in MLM company in the world, that this, and that we have, 5 of the top, or 4 or 5 of the top 10 income earners all over the world. They like that. They want to hear that, reference those kind of things. One thing you could do is like, hey, I know your instinct is telling you like you're about to crush this, right? And they're like, yeah, of course I am. So when you're meeting up with people, whether it's in person or on a Zoom, dress to impress, you got to be excited. You got to be enthusiastic. No small talk. Let's go straight to the bottom line. Think kind of Jordan Belfort, right? Not too many details or charts or info, but let them know and then just introduce them to the right people. And so here's something that I think makes a big difference is just talk about their vision. Have them talk about their vision. Have them talk about their vision. And because here's the thing, like these reds and action types, when they look at, like, for example, let's say a Rolex. To them, that's the symbol of success, right? That's what they see. So it's not that they might even be so flashy. They just look at these things and it symbolizes to them that they made it. And here's the thing, the last thing I want to talk about here is that these reds, action types, they will outwork anybody. Just so they can tell you that they make more money than you. They will outwork anyone just to out-earn you. Out-earn everybody. It's just facts. Like, you say something, these are people that there's certain ways we can influence, and even if they're already on your team, and engage with them. Like incentives to these kind of people go a super long way because they will get it done. So guys, remember, as far as exercises go, memorize their values, become influent in their kind of language, and identify 5 ways that you can communicate in just like effectively with action types. So here's the third type of person. Remember, B is blueprint, A is action, right? We're going through the bank code, right? Building like the 1%. So N is nurturing. These are our yellows, nurturing. So blues are inside the box. Reds are outside the box. Nurturing, right? Our yellow, they recycle the box. They don't think outside of the box. They think, what can I do with this box, right? How can I turn this into more? Monica, she says that's me, right? They care more about making a difference than they do about $1. There are people here that are here because of the community. They're here because they know the value and the impact that they can make, and then that they can leverage with this, right? So yellow, right? They're warm people by nature. So if you're thinking yellow and nurture, think about this. Think about sunshine, sunflowers. These are happy people. Like they're smiling. They got hearts of gold, right? So that they're gonna find a purpose for their box. So these are the people that they love to love and to be loved, right? So they truly want to make the world a better place. They believe in world peace. So these are people that connect, and you can build really, really meaningful relationships with these kind of people. And they'll do the same thing. Like if you really can connect with someone who's a yellow and a nurture, they're going to be a customer and a friend for life, right? So some of the values for these type of people, for yellows, are relationships, right? Like I said earlier, relationships are your greatest equity. Authenticity, right? Authentic, genuineness. So 3 is personal growth. Teamwork, right? Teamwork. Significance. So they want to feel, valued, and they want to have people make sure that they're seen. So significance. Involvement. So that's a community aspect of things. charity, right? Their ethics are so important. Harmony, morality, and contribution. Right. So these are the 12 values for nurturing for the yellows, right? Relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, involvement, community, charity, ethics, harmony, morality, and contribution. So if a nurturing type, if they don't feel like you connected with them, they're not going to get started. You really, really want to connect with these people, right? People buy from people that they like and trust. So, these are half full type people, optimistic, right? They want to feel that growth because then that makes them feel like they can spread their wings and fly, right? For yellows, personal development, spiritual development, that's like sunshine for their goals. Like you give them audios and you give them all these, they're going, oh my God, yes, like this will help me be better and inspire the world. So help them make them feel like they're significant, and they're going to do the same thing for life. They will go out of their way to do that for other people. These are some of the best leaders. If you can combine a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red and give these people that truly want to just contribute and see the best in the world, and they also will take massive action, those are honestly chairmen. That's like the chairman combo. So teamwork, super focused, community. We talk about these things. So how do you know if you're speaking to a yellow before you maybe even know them, or if you're getting to know them? They honestly, believe it or not, you can hear it in their tone, right? You can hear it in their tone. So something that is hilarious is that you can just feel the vibes. You can really feel the vibes. So they're really like, oh yeah, hey, like they'll like come up to you, they kind of touch you, like give you a hug, positive, happy. They'll wear soft colors. They got the earth tones going on usually. They're dressed comfortably, got sweats going on, like a big cozy sweater that probably says like, I don't know, no drugs, more hugs, something like that. Like they're just cozy people. They're cheerful. They're not really organized sometimes, unless they're there to impress, right? You'll see the flower, you'll feel the custom jewelry, right? Like the crystals. That's a big one. It's like the crystals, the custom jewelry, right? Nancy made these for me, total yellow. Very thoughtful people, and they'll drive the vans, the SUVs. A yellow red will be like they got the Lambo Urus, like it's SUV, but it goes a million miles an hour. But they're here for a good cause, right? That's really important to them. It's just really family oriented. But they're also the referrals. They connect people, and this is why you really have to build a good relationship. If you build a good relationship with a yellow, they're the most genuine people that will connect the world, because they do it because they know it's like actually going to benefit them. They have no like bad motive. Like, hey, like you should check this out. Like this it totally resonates with you, and you would absolutely kill it at this. And I go, oh, thank you. Yeah, sure. What is it? Just like that. Like, but it feels real. You know what I mean? It's like it's a genuine conversation. And so here are things that people that nurture types, yellows, here's what they're not going to like. They don't like bullies, right? They don't like the cold shoulder. They definitely do not lie to these people. Do not lie to these people. They don't like ego. Oh, it's like you can see in their face. If they meet, sometimes yellows and red don't get along, or sometimes it's just a combination. But they see ego, and you can just see in their face. They're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. And so, manipulation, materialism, not really important. So don't really, you don't talk about, don't flex on a yellow. Yo, man, you can have like the greatest cars with this, man. Look at all these people with. Nah, I don't really care about that. So how that you can? What are things that will really help people who are yellow? How can they really run this, right? They have to know that the company makes a contribution, right? That it's worthwhile. So like for him, like I am cares, right? That's like our charitable So that's what we're like creating, right? And so they want to know that they're getting the best, the best. They're getting good quality services and good. So obviously you want to edify the educators, the mentors, and just show like the level of character that they have. You know, positive recommendations from people that they know, that goes a long way. So if you know someone that they know, have them really just drop a good name for you, and that'll go a long way. And quality is really important, right? So if you're doing a presentation, make sure that it's just a high quality. If it's a PowerPoint, high quality. I don't use PowerPoints, but you know, make sure everything runs smooth. And so, as you communicate with people like this, you know, you really want to uh, speak with your heart, for real. They can notice it. Um, some things that you'll notice is that on the greetings, when you meet people like this, they're gonna probably give you like a hug. They won't even know you, and they just like give you a big ass hug, and they'll make really good eye contact. So eye contact is really important because they'll understand and know that they're present, that you're present. When you talk about this, definitely you gotta have the passion, or you gotta have the passion, and you gotta show them how they're gonna be able to make a difference. And the best thing that you can also do with yellows is connect them with people that are already in. Even if they're not in yet, just start connecting them with people that you know are also yellows that are going to have the same kind of vision. So if I'm going to get someone in started and like, hey, like I'm talking to them and then the call is ending and I'm going, hey, I'm going to send you, this link so you can get set up. And I'm going to actually connect you with someone that you're going to love. She absolutely has the same vision with, you know, really cleaning up the environment here, cleaning the beaches around. And I think you guys could have a really good time and not only just trade together, but also have cool projects to do, like on Saturdays where she goes and does community service. Boom. Best friends. They got to change the world together. And she's going to get started. You guys see what I did there? So, you know, with this, or with yellows, you really got to show them how they're going to be able to change your life. You know, that's the biggest thing. Biggest thing. Show them how they can change the world with this, and they're going to run with it. They're going to run with it. And here you're going to notice is that nurture types, the yellows, they have a high level of relationship currency. So people trust them. People really believe in them. People have a high level of accessibility with them. So if you really got it with a yellow, they're going to connect you with the right people, right? And their word is sometimes has a weight of gold. So you treat them right, and they will be a massive asset to the family, right? So memorize these values, memorize these things, and this will help you communicate pretty effectively. So now the last one, this is the greens, right? So BAN, blueprint, action, nurturing, and then K for bank. This is knowledge, right? These are the greens. Now we had the inside the box, outside the box, recycle the box. They're going to engineer the box, right? They're going to find a way. They're going to go, okay, you know, one of the only ways outside of this box is to invent a way out of it. These are the kind of people, right? These are the big old beautiful minds, right? That they can solve the most complex problems, and they're going to create like innovative solutions. These are green. It's the very logical. They love the data, the Excel sheets. Think about trade house, right? You know, the leaf, the flower life symbol, trade house, the traders, right? The OGs. Think about the matrix, all the code, the green going through. These are the people that will, you know, they're think about like green technology, right? So here's the thing: green types. These are the tough ones. I'm gonna be real. These are the ones that most people struggle with, because they want to know everything. They cannot be wrong. Nope, no, they can never be wrong. You need to understand this: is that with the green, you're never right. They're right. Okay, can we all agree with that? Perfect. If you can't, it's because you're a green. So, so they will not move forward unless they know 100% that it's the right decision. So some of you might have a hard time with this. And the green, sometimes it takes a while. Like these are people who might take a minute to really like go, okay, I'm in. But when they're in, they're in. So with this, right, these are the values for greens. These are the values for the knowledge type, right? The engineers, the learning, they want to learn it all, right? These are the values. One is learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths, expertise, competence, accuracy, and then the big picture. So think like Mike Miles, right? Think Mike Miles, think Jordan Morgan. Like, these are the greens. They love to learn. They're gonna learn for breakfast, lunch, dinner, the fourth meal. They just like download data into their brain. So you got to give them the info. They want to know all of it. So they value other people of intelligence. So if you find yourself being like a red, and then someone who's like, hey, I want to know about trading, I want to know everything there is to know about trading, then you go, okay, cool. I'm gonna plug in another person who's like just another green who has just goes really deep, really detail oriented, can talk all the numbers, connect them with those kind of people. It's a very matter of fact kind of people. So when you're doing this, when talking, you want to leverage like, okay, technology, like why should someone like this do this? Like, yo, life is never going to be the same. Like, we need to leverage technology. Right? The reason that we can tap into the most enormous market in the world that moves trillions of dollars is because now we can leverage technology like never before. We can access brokers that we never could do before, and it gives us the ability to leverage our income. You see how I just started like talking detail, tech oriented? They want to hear that. That's like building up your credibility with them. So they want to hear eternal, absolute truths, right? This is very important to them, and they expect you to be the expert. They will really respect you if they feel like you are the expert. If you feel like you're not an expert in this, plug them in with someone who is. Right? Plug them with someone who is. They'll lock that in for you. And then they need to see the big picture. Before they get into the nitty-gritty details, they got to see the big picture, right? When you explain the big picture, so you got to go from macro to micro. So think about engineers, programmers, researchers, analysts. Those are all greens. They don't want to do mindless work. They want to work with smart people, right? So with these kind of people, don't expect much intimacy or anything like that. Probably just nod their head at you, maybe give you their business card, maybe even not even a handshake, maybe. Right? So in personal space, really important for greens, right? Less is definitely more. You'll know that you're talking to a green when they're pretty quiet, reserved, they're lost in thought. They got like gadgets. Gamers, a lot of the times, they got and the hidden greens though, they're wallflowers. So they'll be low key in the back, but they're listening. They're listening, always listening. They're not too focused on wardrobe. They might have their, like they got a button shirt on and like one of the buttons are kind of like not aligned. They'll probably drive either electric cars or performance cars. You are a green, Mike. Facts. I'm everything. I'm like the rainbow. So always reading, right? Always reading. And then, they love the debates. They love the debates. So guys, this is why like traders are greens. Charts, graphs, data, like education. Like this is super important, right? Research, design, organizing things, strategy, the tech, greens, right? What they don't like, right? Greens normally, they don't even like emotions. They go, I have no emotions. No drama, no chit chat. Oftentimes they're not gonna be the biggest builders. Not in the traditional way. They'll find their way, but not in the traditional way. If you give greens the ability to really to grow and grow into themselves and find their space, if you can show them how to find their space, they can be amazing builders. But they got to know that they can do it their way. They got to know how that they can do it their way, because they're not going to listen to you. That's just it's going to be a minute. So you got to really be clever on how they feel like they're doing what they're doing, but they're actually doing what you're doing. They just don't know that. And so that's an art, or is it a science? And so guys, with these kind of people, they want to stay within budget. They're going to definitely they want to have the time to you know, oh, these are the people that go, you know, I got to do my own research first. That's because they want to make the smartest decision possible. And so make sure you give them every single ounce of detail that you can and know your stuff, right? Know it. So this is what's going to help you with them. So if you have research documentation that you can give to them right away, makes a big difference. If you know, have a logical approach to this. Don't get like crazy emotional, excited to go, this is going to change your life, bro. They hate that. They're not going to care about that, right? So, and be ready to debate. They will come at you sometimes, depending on your level of posture. They're going to be ready to debate. And so if they say, you know, I want to do my own research, let them. Give them research to study. So, guys, with greens, you can't really close them, right? They have to close themselves. They have to close themselves, or they have to appear like they just close themselves. And so it's a lot. There will be egos. Honestly, like ego, you're going to see a lot in reds and greens. Reds because it's attention kind of, and greens because it's information. Egos are, and anyone can have an ego. You don't have to be, you know, super outgoing to have an ego. Anyone can have an ego. This is like I'm right all the time ego. So when you have, here's the thing though, when you close, when or you open, when you get someone started, that's like a green and knowledge type. Normally, if they do have a friend group, then they will come to, all right? Because like, okay, we trust him. He did his research. All right, I'm in. So yeah, guys, get this down so you can remember these kinds of things. So these some of these details that I'm sharing with you are in the book Why They Buy, the bank code, by Cherry Tree. That's her name. Literally, her name is Cherry Tree. Crazy. So here's the thing. I'm not going to go for very long because I'm already over an hour here. And what I want you guys to understand, you're not going to find it on Amazon. You guys got to go to her website. Like, it's clean. Like, they have cool resources, and you guys can go check it out. But thank you for the nuggets, Rainbow Man. So okay, now you can kind of now you're starting to understand. Okay, so you know what exactly is it? Like, what am I? And you know what am I? How do I, like, what is this stuff? You know, maybe you want to figure out what kind of person you are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link here for you guys so you guys can get an idea of like what is your code. And this way it's going to give you a little bit more information. And then you'll have a little bit more info on like how you can leverage this information, how you can find people to do this. There is no video. This is the video. So here, go to that link and you'll be able to kind of figure out, oh, hey, what kind of like, what am I in regards to these codes, you know, combination of them. And so check that out. Check out that link there. It'll give you like your own code. It'll give you kind of a breakdown on how to do it. And there's some resources for you guys to do. I'm not like endorsing anything like that, but just if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and do so. And then, but let's get into it now. Like, how do we really apply this? How do we like make this happen? What I want you guys to understand is that what we're going to do now, right, is I want you to think about how can you not seeing the link. Oh, my bad. I thought I sent it. Here we go. I sent it to the panelists. It should be right there. So what you can do is you can ask a couple of questions to people to kind of find out what they are. Like, yo, like, so like, you know, start asking a couple of key questions, not the basic, like, hey, you know, where are you from? What do you do? Like, none of that. Like, get into it right away. And then that way you can kind of gauge it. Or you can do something like that link that I just sent you and then have them do a little activity. Everybody wants to know what their personality trait's like. And it's an easy way to do it is like, hey, you know, I want to know how to best serve you. Would you mind like doing something like this for me? Clicking this link so I know like, so then I can understand your values and I know how to help you best. Right? Something that you can do there to really crush it and understand people better. Right? You guys just go through the book, read it, and you don't even like need to do any sort of links or anything like that. You can just like identify it, and then you know what kind of approach to have. One thing that I recommend you guys do too is make your own videos, make your own like presentation videos for different types of colors, right? So as you're talking to people, you go, okay, awesome. This person's like a red and a yellow. Cool. Check out this video and it's like specifically for those kind of people, so have different videos for different kind of people that will help you really connect with more people. Simple as that, right? So you can make some sort of activities that will help people understand what, like they'll be like, oh wait, no way. And this is kind of a fun thing because then people are like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like this person, or like, oh no way, really. So what is the video you showed at the beginning? Oh yeah, I got you guys. The YouTube video from the beginning was this one. Here you go. That's the video from the beginning. Cool. So guys, as you go through with this, be like, hey, look, I'm going to give you a couple questions here. That way I know how to help you best. And this is going to save us both time. So I know maybe what kind of, if they're like really focused on trading, like, yo, this is going to help me understand what kind of trader you are, right? This is going to help me understand what kind of, what kind of entrepreneur you can be. And so it'll help you so much on just having a higher success rate with people and how you can really help people kind of get to the next level. So guys, I mean, now that you have, some of the information on how to connect with people, do this all over the place. Like when you're networking with in places like, yo, like, you like ask them like, yo, hey, can I ask you a couple questions so I know like how to help you best, easiest. So, if you guys go to her website, there's a lot of really cool resources that you can use at like networking events or in-person activities on the phone or online or whatever. You can feel free and kind of like use that stuff. But one thing is this, guys, as you go through this, like, remember, every person has their own identity, right? They have their own identity and their own beauty. And so everyone being different is what makes this amazing. If we're all the same, it would be so boring. And so go outside of your way to connect with different people, because then you bring in new circles, new networks, right? Do this with anybody. Would you say these would work with connecting with people on your team? 100%. This is how you cross-pollinate within your own team. Like, hey guys, like go through it, do something like this, and connect people all the time. So guys, remember, when you think about it this way, right? This is going to help you connect with your family, like parents, like use this information. Because I'm going to get a little bit deeper now, right? Now you look back and think about the people in your life. Think about people that you get along with and people that you don't get along with. This is going to help you build empathy, right? This is going to help you be like, okay, oh, no wonder I don't get along, or I always butt heads with my brother or with my mom or with my dad. Is they're a green and I'm a red. So it's not that they don't like me. It's just that we have different values, right? I prioritize certain things that they don't, and vice versa. So this allows you to understand other people more effectively, and you know how to communicate with people. So it might not be that, I don't know, your roommate doesn't want to do the dishes, right? It's just not commonly a priority for them, that they're moving so fast that they just don't do it. So maybe they just need an incentive to do it, or maybe you just need to communicate that activity a little bit different, right? Some people are just, so once you understand what their values are, then you can understand how to communicate the same thing with a different approach. So as you go forward, think about the people that maybe you've already presented to, but they didn't get started and you really thought they would kill it. Go back to that presentation or think back to that moment and consider, I didn't give them maybe the right presentation. Maybe I could reach out to them and present this to them in a way that would make more sense to them. So guys, when you start to, I hope this gives you the ability to see life in color, right? I think this helps people also build empathy and really able to connect. Because so when you can see people's kind of like their code, right? You see how, okay, oh, this is like a combination of what they're like, then you can actually understand them better, appreciate their perspectives better. Sometimes like sometimes you got hurt or someone stepped on your toes, and it wasn't that they stepped on your toes, they just didn't communicate with you in your way to them, it was no big deal. Like, this is the kind of people that they are, but you just might have different values. So it wasn't like a personal thing. It was that they didn't understand you as a person, you know? So I think this really elevates empathy, and maybe like preconceived judgments. Like, this will help you out with those kinds of things. So remember, guys, the blues, right? They're going to bring order. These are the people that bring order and structure to our world. Like traffic light, the blues are the ones that make the traffic lights, the legal systems. They make things run a little bit more smoothly, right? These are the people that build, my favorite planner. Like a blue definitely built the planner that I love to use. A blue yellow 100% built the planner that helps me become extremely effective every single day. So shout out to them, right? The reds are the entrepreneurial spirits. These are the people that enthusiasm, excitement, the crazy, like the Jay Alvarez's of the world, the Sam Colders of the world that are jumping off of planes while somehow at the same time, taking trades and this is like next level things. So guys, these are people that keep the world moving fast, forward, exciting, entertaining. It would be pretty important without reds. Nurture types, they're the ones that have that human, that they add humanity to life. They're the ones that give you hope. And these are the people that have the relentless pursuit for world peace, utopia. Honestly, without yellows, we would probably all have destroyed each other by now. So shout out to the yellows and the greens. These are the innovators, right? These are the ones that take education to the next level. These are the people that gave us the ability to be on these computers, be doing the things that we do. And if without these guys, we're stuck in the Stone Age. So once you have awareness of yourself and others, you can make a change to what needs to change and then keep the rest. So guys, this is a game changer. I really, really hope that you took some information from this and you're able to speak the right language at the right times in any situation. Would you say people change colors at all during their life process? I definitely think so. I think people change colors as you become more aware of certain qualities. The balance starts to shift, and sometimes you might be more red than you are yellow. Sometimes you'll be more yellow than you are red. So it really depends. Some people aren't so fluid and are green and blue, and that's it, right? So some people, you're gonna see like the very, very skilled entrepreneurs, they flow. That's the point of this lesson, is for you to understand how to actually mold yourself in a genuine way to connect with certain people, right? So our role is to be able to kind of heighten, right, the saturation of a color when necessary in an authentic way. So guys, remember, as you go into this, right, as you take on the rest of the quarter, we have about 105 days left to the year. As you build towards the virtual convention, remember, every adversity, every failure, every heartache, it comes with a seed of equal or greater benefit, right? That's something that Napoleon Hill said. And so as we go through this, guys, remember, like, it's all happening for you. And I know that I'm going to give you some numbers as you go forward with this, because guys, most people want to quit their jobs, right? Everyone really wants to be an entrepreneur. And what we got to let people know is that 95% of people who are in this country, by retirement age, they're broke. So it's our responsibility to wake people up, right? And so once you really start to understand people, right, then you really can connect with anybody. And now this one world really becomes one language. And so, guys, I appreciate every single one of you being on. And remember, like, as you progress through this, it's going to come with a little bit of risk. But think about this, right? You can't steal second base and keep your foot on first. You can't. So take the risk, start practicing some of these things, start seeing, hey, maybe I can identify what kind of person this is, how I can use this information a little bit more effectively. But with this information, don't read this. Don't even just study it. Go apply it, do it, right? Go reach out to somebody right now and kind of start to talk to them a little bit. Go to their page, start thinking, not, okay, cool, I'm going to go message this person. Think, okay, what kind of person is this? How can I communicate with them most effectively? How does this work? So guys, I'm going to leave you with a quote that from John C. Maxwell. He said, people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. So before anyone buys into I am, they're going to buy into you. Right? So guys, enjoy the rest of your night.